أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربنا زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين آمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh ya Ahlul Quran. I hope and pray that you all are in the best state of health and increasing state of Iman. Alhamdulillah. So in previous class we completed the rules of mad. Alhamdulillah, all the rules of mad have been completed. That is the mad due to hamza, the mad due to temporary sukoon, and the mad due to permanent sukoon. Alhamdulillah. So we have completed the majority of the rulings of basic tajweed. Alhamdulillah. Now only one ruling, that is the rules of waqf and the signs of waqf. Only these rulings are remaining. That is all about stopping and pausing rules and their signs. Alhamdulillah. Okay, what does the waqf mean? Waqf, the linguistical meaning of waqf is to stop or to halt. Okay, to stop. In tajweed, what does waqf mean? Cutting off the sound at the end of the word. Cutting of the sound while recitation, while doing the Quran recitation. If you stop or cut your sound at the end of a word, usually for the period of the time of the breathing, so how much time you'll have to, for how much duration you'll have to stop? Just you'll have to stop to breathe. Okay, you'll have to stop so that you can breathe and then continue with the intention to return to the recitation. Fine. It means you'll have to stop in between or in the end of the ayah, but at the end of a word, and the duration is for your breath. It is the duration of your breath. For example, you're reciting an ayah and you just stopped at this point, and you'll have to take a breath and again continue. So your intention of the stopping is to continue again. Okay, this is called as waqf. The intention should be to continue again. If your intention is not to continue again, if it is to just stop and conclude the Quran recitation, that is not called as waqf. Okay, waqf means stopping with the intention to read, to continue again, inshallah. Okay, this is called as waqf. Alhamdulillah. And this stop can be done at the end of the ayah or somewhere in the middle of the ayah. There is no problem, but this cannot be done in between the word. For example, you just cannot cut a word. For it cannot be, you cannot do waqf in the middle of a word. If this is a word, you just cannot cut this word into two halves. Okay, this is not allowed. You will have to end at the end of the word only. Okay, while ending, you'll have to make sure to stop at the places where the meaning won't change, because it is necessary that if you are reciting Quran and if you stopped abruptly, that can change the meaning of the Quranic ayah. Okay, and that is why we'll have to stop at the particular place in the ayahs, and for that we'll have to know the meaning of the Quran, right? And if we don't know the meaning of the Quran, just for the easiness, the scholars have already provided the stopping signs in the Quran. Okay, the punctuations in the Quran at which we'll have to learn about it and stop there or pause there. Okay, inshallah. And also while stopping, we will have to apply the rules of waqf. The rules of waqf. Okay, now inshallah let's learn those rules of waqf. But remember, if you stop at the point where there is no punctuations or stopping signs, you will have to go back and recite from 2 to 3 words. And while reciting from there, if you come across the Hamzatul Wasl, you will have to apply the ruling of Hamzatul Wasl. Okay, like for example, if you stop at this point and you're restarting from here, then you'll have to apply Fatha on this word, Alladina. Okay, and while stopping also, you'll have to apply the stopping rules. What are those stopping rules? For example, if you're stopping at this point, the noon has fatha. The stopping rule of this is the noon will carry sakin. Fatha will always convert to sakin. This is called as stopping rules, and you'll have to apply this inshallah. Okay, while stopping at the end of the words, we'll have to apply few stopping rules inshallah. Now we are going to learn those rules of waqf. Okay, fine. All the session of today is just to write. There is nothing to practice, so keep your book and pen ready and write all these things, because these are all just for your knowledge. Whenever you recite Quran, you'll just have to apply it inshallah. And inshallah, after tomorrow's class, we'll start a tilawa session where we'll learn surah Fatiha, Ayatul Kursi, and all the tasbihat of salah. And that will apply this ruling also inshallah. Okay, for now you'll just have to write. Okay, open your books, write the rules of waqf, and let's start learning now inshallah. In the rules of waqf, first let's see which are the harakas when it comes in the end of the word, it will be converted into sakin. We have already learned this while learning madul arid li sukun, right? Now we'll learn it again because this comes under the rules of waqf. Okay, which are the harakas which converts to sakin? Okay, which are the harakas that convert to sakin when we stop at a word which is ending with these harakas? Okay, fatha dhamma kasra, fatha dhamma kasra, inverted dhamma standing kasra, dhammatan kasratan. These are the harakas when they come at the end of a word, and if we stop at that word, we will convert those letters carrying these haraka into sakina letter. Okay, we add a temporary sukoon on it, and while adding temporary sukoon on it, we will also add the ruling of madul arid sukoon wherever necessary, because everywhere madul arid sukoon is not applicable. Wherever it is applicable, we will also have to add the ruling of madul arid sukoon or mad al-leen if there is a letter before arid sukoon letter carrying ya leen. Okay, alhamdulillah, here are few example. This is a word ahada. Okay, but if the word is ending, if we want to stop at this word, now it will convert to ahad, ahad. And don't forget to apply the rules of qalqala while stopping when the qalqala letters are at the end of the word and they are getting converted into sakin. Then all those qalqala letters will be pronounced with qalqala, that is ahada will be ahad, hisabi hisab. We applied qalqala on letter ba. With that we also applied the ruling of madul arid li sukun. Alhamdulillah, even here the meme will carry sakin now while doing waqf. Alimu will become alim. We'll also apply the rule of madul arid li sukun. But here there was no ruling of madul arid li sukun. We applied sakin and we also did waqf, but the letter before it was not, is not madal, sorry, huruf al mad, and that is why here we cannot apply madul arid li sukun. Okay, so now inshallah let's see inverted dhamma and standing kasra. Yarahu will convert to yarah, yarah. Okay, bihi will convert to bih, bih. Okay, alhamdulillah. Now kasratan and dhammatan. Masadin, masad, shadidun, shadid. Okay, with madul arid li sukun we also applied qalqala on letter dal when it converts to sakin. Alhamdulillah. Yulad, in few places you will see the word is ending with the original sukun. Okay, in that case you will have to keep it sakin only, because sakin won't change to anything. If the word is ending with sakin, then we'll have to pronounce it with sakin only. Okay, alhamdulillah. Take this in your notes that the rules of waqf. The first ruling is the harakas which will convert to sakin during waqf. Fatha, dhamma, kasra, dhammatan, kasratan, inverted dhamma and standing kasra. All these haraka will convert to sakin inshallah. Now let's see when these harakas are converting to sakin, and if the letters which has these harakas, with these harakas, if it also has tajdeed on it, okay, they're converting to sakin, but with these harakat, if they had tajdeed also, then what are the rulings to be applied? For example, here al-mustaqarru. Okay, this ra has dhamma. It will convert to what? It will convert to sakin, but it also has tajdeed. Remember not to remove that tajdeed. We cannot remove or add tajdeed, right? So even while doing waqf, if you come across the letters having carrying tajdeed, then you will not remove that tajdeed during waqf. Okay, that is a simple ruling. Don't remove tajdeed during waqf. Just write in your book, we should not remove tajdeed during waqf and also wasl. Even while continuation and even during waqf, we can never remove tajdeed. That's it. Okay, for example, this is al-mustaqarru, al-mustaqarru, al-mustaqarru. Okay, the ra will be pronounced with tajdeed inshallah. Here as-samiriyu, as-samiri, re. We'll just have to rise the accent just to show that we are doing we are applying the tajdeed here, or else what happens if if we let it freely pronounce, or if we let it loose, then it will sound like we are doing mud here. Just to avoid that mud thing, we'll have to just put a lot of stress on it and also rise our accent and say re. Okay, inshallah. What if noon and meme has tajdeed? Even though we are doing waqf on it and they are getting converted into sakin, if they had fatha dhamma, kasra dhammatan, kasratan, inverted dhamma and standing kasra, but still when we do waqf on it, even though they are converting into sakin, we will not remove the tajdeed, but we will pronounce it with two haraka gunna. The two haraka remains same. It will be two haraka only, like al-ghammi, al-gham. Gham. See, for two haraka, we'll have to continue the gunna. Jannun. This is mad lazim with noon carrying tajdeed and dhammatan also. Well, continuation will pronounce as jannun with two haraka gunna and also will apply the ruling of tanween. But while stopping, we'll add sakin because dhamma will convert to sakin and tajdeed remains same, and noon will be pronounced with two haraka gunna like jan. Okay, the gunna, the nasalization of the letter noon and meme will be done for two count, inshallah, even when they are in waqf state. Okay, even while doing waqf, the tajdeed will not go, inshallah. The letters carrying qalqala. Well, learning about qalqala in sakin, I said there are two types of qalqala. One is a light qalqala, another is a strong qalqala or heavier qalqala, strongest qalqala. That is when the letters of qalqala carries the harakas which will convert to sakin. That is just which we learned in the previous slide. Okay, fatha dhamma kasra dhammatan kasratan, inverted dhamma and standing kasra. If the letters of qalqala carry these harakas, and with that if they carry tajdeed also, then that letters will convert to sakin, but tajdeed will not be removed, and that is why the strong qalqala will be done on this. For example, this is bil haqqi, but now while stopping, we will not just do a little qalqala like bil haqq. This is very weak qalqala. We'll do very strong like bil haqq. Okay, see the strength of the qalqala. It is bit heavier. It is bit stronger. Okay, same thing here. Fil hajj. Okay, just see the strength of the qalqala. Just because of tajweed, we'll have to do it more because there are two letters here. First is sakin and another is also getting converted into sakin, and that is why we'll have to emphasize a lot and then do qalqala on the second sakin letter. Here, tabba. Now, tab. Tab. What if it just had sakin? Then it would be tab, tab, tab. But now as it has tajdeed with sakin, tab, tab. Just see the difference. Tab, tab. Now here, haj, hajj. Now here, haq, haqq. Okay, just you'll have to emphasize and you'll have to put a lot of stress on those letters, especially when they have sakin and also tajdeed during waqf. Okay, alhamdulillah. Not just during waqf, sometimes they may come with the sakin only and they can carry tajdeed. Even then, the qalqala letters should be pronounced with a strong qalqala, heavier qalqala, not the lighter one. Okay, alhamdulillah. This is all about sakin, the letters getting converted to sakin, and when they convert to sakin, if they also have tajdeed, then these are the rules we should follow, inshallah. Now let's see the rulings which remains, which will be for for two haraka, which will convert to two count stretch like mad tabi'i. The standing fatha will always be for two count. Okay, the standing fatha will be for two count only, like inverted dhamma and standing kasra will convert to sakin, right? But this standing fatha will not convert to sakin. We'll have to pronounce it for two count only, and the fathatan will convert to mad tabi'i, that we have already learnt in mad al-qiwad ruling. Now let's see with the examples. Fathatan at two places, afwajan, afwaja, tuwan, tuwa. Okay, and here the standing fatha, wadduha. While stopping also, we will pronounce it for two haraka only, wadduha. Okay, taha. While stopping, taha. Will not just remove that standing fatha. Standing fatha remains same during waqf or during wasl. Wasl means to continue. Even while continuation and even while stopping, the standing fatha will remain same and fathatan will convert into mad tabi'i. Alhamdulillah. I request you all to write these things in the book, because you'll have to read these things again and again every day so that you can apply this in Quran. Okay, inshallah, these things too should be there in your mind. Only then you can apply. Just by practicing, you cannot achieve the success while doing waqf. You'll have to know the rulings also. Okay, inshallah. Now let's see about tai marbuta. This round ta is called as tai marbuta. When it is present in the end of the word, then it is always a feminine word. Okay, it is a feminine. For example, jannatu, jannah, jannah, that is paradise, right? That is heaven. Jannatun in Arabic, that is actually feminine, not female. It is feminine. Fine. And muslimun is male. Muslimatun, for same muslim we just added tai marbuta, this ta, just to show that it is female. Muslimun, muslimatun. So remember, whenever you see tai marbuta at the end of a word, it is a feminine word. We'll just not have to worry about the grammar, that it is feminine or masculine. We'll just have to know the ruling that when we are doing wasal, while continuing the recital, and we come across the word carrying this tai marbuta, if it has any kind of haraka, that can be tanween or that can be harakas, short vowels, then we'll have to read it like ta. Okay, we'll just have to read it like the ta, this ta. Fine. But when we are stopping at this point, then this will no longer will be ta. It will just convert into ha with sakin. The harakas on it can be anything. That can be tanween or that can be the vowels, that is harakat. But while stopping, it will always convert to ha. The ha of aqsal halaq, not of wasatul halaq. Remember that. How to pronounce it? This is the word hutamatu. But while stopping, hutamah, mah. This ha should be pronounced. Okay. Muslimatan, muslimah. Radiyatin, radiyah. Haviyatun, haviyah. Yeah, this ha should be pronounced. Okay. Al-Qari'atu, Al-Qari'ah. See, in this surah Qariah, what we say, Al-Qari'atu mal-Qari'ah, yani we are pronouncing the letter ta there. But while stopping at that place, Al-Qari'ah, ah. Okay, in this way we'll just have to convert that into ha, inshallah. This is about tai marbuta. While doing waqf, it will always convert to ha with sakin only. Every time it will be converted into sakin, and we'll have to pronounce that letter ha with sakin without any haraka. Okay, inshallah. Now the things which will remain same, that is mad tabi'i, while ending will remain same. When you see a word that is ending with alif mad, waw mad, ya mad, that will remain same. Like ba will be ba only, and b, if it is ending, a last word is carrying a ba with kasra and ya sakin, then it is b. And if it is bu, then it is bu. Then it means we'll just not convert this alif mad, waw mad, ya mad into anything. What about the mad al jaiz munfasil? Mad al jaiz munfasil is the only mad which will come at the end of a word, and the hamza will come in the second word, right, in the beginning of the second word. So if we are stopping at mad al jaiz munfasil, hamza is in the second word, we are not reading that second word, then we will not stretch this mad al jaiz munfasil for 4 count. Okay, because it has a choice that we can stretch it for 2 count or 4 count, but during wasal only. But while doing waqf, when we are not reading hamza, if there is no hamza, then there is no chance of mad al jaiz munfasil. So we will just stretch it for 2 count, inshallah. Okay, alhamdulillah. So this is all about rules of waqf, that is while stopping in between the ayahs or at the end of the ayahs, there are few words which are ending with, there will be always the words at which we are stopping, right, at the end of the word. And if that end of the word has a letters carrying these harakas which we have learned, these are the only harakas which can be there in the Quran, alhamdulillah. And if you come across those harakas, they will convert into few harakas, few other harakas, like few harakas will convert to sakin and few are converting into mad, like fathatan is converting into mad, right? And few will remain same. Okay, they'll just remain same, like mad tabi'i never changes. Alhamdulillah. So inshallah, now let's learn the signs of waqf. Okay, what are the signs of waqf? Alhamdulillah. Okay, in Quran we may come across the little version of the alphabets, the small alphabets in between few words, or also sometimes in the end of the ayah. Inshallah, you will find few signs, the small punctuations, and that are also called as signs or the punctuation of the stopping of waqf. Okay, the signs or punctuation of waqf, or we can say the stopping and pausing signs. Alhamdulillah. Why is that necessary? Because this is the most important thing. While learning the definition of tajweed, what did we learn? That to apply the rules of the letter, giving each letter its due haq by applying its makhraj and also the characteristics. And with that we learned that tajweed means to know the ruling of waqf and ibtida, the starting and stopping rules, and this is the stopping rules now. Okay, we have learned about stopping rules. Now inshallah, let's learn about stopping signs, because while stopping we should make sure that not to stop at a place which can change the meaning of an ayah. Sometimes if there is an ayah, if we stop at a point, that can change the meaning of the ayah. Okay, that can completely change the meaning of the ayah. So we are not allowed to stop anywhere in the ayah. We'll have to know its meaning. As a Muslim, we'll have to understand Quran at least, so that we can understand its meaning and apply it in our daily lives, right? But still, sometimes as we are non native Arabs, it will be difficult for us to understand it completely, even though we are understanding the meaning and we are applying it in our daily life, but still will not be able to have that advanced knowledge where we can ourselves decide whether to stop at this point or not, right? So just as a tool of waqf rulings and all, the scholars, to make it easy for the non-native Arabs, they have added these signs, the punctuations in the Quran. Okay, you are already, when reading the Quran, you have come across those punctuations already, alhamdulillah, but you don't know its meaning, right? So now inshallah, as we are not able to ourselves understand where to stop and where not to, now at least let's know the meaning of those stopping and starting signs, stopping and pausing signs, so that we can apply that in Quran, and inshallah we will stop at that specific point only. Okay, but still there can be a chance that there is a long ayah and there are no stopping and pausing signs, but still due to the breath in your breathe, you just stopped at that point. Okay, just due to the break in your breath, you stopped at that point. So what you'll have to do, you should go 2 to 3 words previous words and you have to recite it from there. Okay, this is called as doing riyada, that is not stopping abruptly but going back again and reciting from 2 to 3 words. This is the main ruling while doing waqf at a place where there is no stopping and pausing signs. Alhamdulillah. So now inshallah, let's learn what are those stopping and pausing signs in the Quran. Okay, inshallah, so that when, if you learn the meaning of these letters, what these letters indicate, then it will be easy for you inshallah to stop at a right place in the Quran. Okay, inshallah. Fine. The first sign which we are going to learn in the stopping signs is the letter meme. When you come across the ayahs which has this letter meme, it will be like this. It will never be a full meme. Okay, it will not be like this. It will not be a full meme, just which is used in iqlab. In iqlab we use this meme, right? So don't confuse between these two memes. This is a meme which will always be there as a waqf sign, as a stopping sign, inshallah. What is this called as? This is also called as waqf al-lazim. Lazim yani compulsory. So you will have to stop it compulsory. If you don't stop at this point, that can change the meaning of the Quranic ayahs. Okay, whenever you see that there is an ayah, I have taken the examples also to show you how can they come in the Quran, how can they appear in the Quran. If this is an ayah, you can see in between these two words there is a small meme. That means that is the rules of stopping, and it is a compulsory stop. Waqf al-lazim, the compulsory stop. If you don't stop at this point, that can change the meaning of a word, or it can make a different meaning. Okay, the meaning can something be different. Okay, that is why it is better to stop at this point, inshallah. Just look at the sign, write it in your book in a bold letters. Wherever you see the letter meme, then you will have to stop there. It is compulsory for you to stop at that point, inshallah. While stopping, make sure to apply the rules of waqf. For example, you're stopping at this point, and you'll have to apply the rules of waqf also, like noon with fatha will convert to sakin, and we can apply madul adil sukun. And innama yastajibu alladhina yasma'un, and after stopping we will continue from here. Okay, from wal mauta we will not go back because this is a stopping point. We have to stop it and will not go back and recite again. We'll have to continue from the next word. Okay, alhamdulillah. Now the next thing is the conclusion of the ayah. At the end of the ayah, everywhere at the end of the ayah you will find this kind of sign, or in each Quran there is a different kind of sign, right? Sometimes you can see something like this and sometimes it's like a flower, but how to understand? There will be a ayah number in it. Okay, that is the end of the ayah where you'll find an ayah number, and you will have to stop at that point. It is a highly recommended sunnah because Prophet ﷺ used to recite Quran by stopping at each ayah. So it is sunnah to stop at that point. So if you want to follow sunnah while reciting Quran, then it is better to stop instead of connecting one ayah to another, because we have a habit of doing this, especially when the surahs are small, like Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nasi malikin nas. Connecting two ayahs, there is no problem in connecting, and even you're not sinning by doing so. There is no problem if you connect one ayah to other. But if there is ayah sign and you stop, then you're following a sunnah, alhamdulillah. So in place of ayah you just write it is a sunnah to stop at this point, inshallah. Okay, alhamdulillah. Now let's see this special thing. In few Quranic mushaf, this sakta, the whole word will be written in between the ayahs. Okay, especially the Quran which we use in India and Pakistan, the Majidi script, this whole thing will be written sakta. And in the Usmani mushaf, this only scene will be written. Okay, scene will be written in the middle of the ayah. So what to do? That can also come in the end of the ayah, but at the end of the ayah we'll just have not to worry about it, because when ayah is ending, then the stopping is most it is prioritized. The first thing is to stop. All the other things which comes about the ayah is secondary. The first priority should be given for the ending of the ayah, that is stopping at that point, inshallah. So if you find this letter seen, then you will have to do pause, not waqf. What does waqf means? Waqf means to stop, take a breath, and then continue the next word, right? You'll have to stop for a period of your the breathing, alhamdulillah. But here you have to stop, you'll have to pause, but without taking any breath. With no breath, you'll just have to pause. For example, here if you stop, وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقٍ. Did you see? I paused, but I did not breathe again. Like we cannot breathe it. وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقٍ. This is wrong. We have to stop, but without any breath, we'll have to continue the next word. Stopping will be for one haraka, 1 to 1.5 haraka only, not more than that. We'll have to pause without breaking our breath and continue the next word. And this in Quran is in 4 places. Okay. In the Quran it has come for more than 4 places, but doing sakta over there, the breathless pause over there, is not compulsory, but in 4 places it is compulsory according to the rules of Hafs and Asim min tariqat al-Shatibiyya, the rules of Tajweed which we are learning. There are the 4 places in Quran where we'll have to do this sakta mandatorily. It is compulsory. Okay, that is a breathless pause. One is in the end of the surah and at the end of the ayah number 1 of surah al-Kahf. The surah al-Kahf, the first ayah, at the end above the ayah number 1 you will find this scene. Above the ayah number 1 you will find this scene. But even though this sakta is compulsory, there is no need of applying it because the ayah is ending. You can just do waqf, that is stop at that point, take a breath and continue. Okay, in surah Yasin also there is at the in ayah number 52, in between an ayah you will find this letter seen or sakta, but with that scene you will also find a letter meme. So you have a choice, either you can stop by applying the rules of this meme, or you can just apply the rules of sakta. Okay, but remember these two places, Surah Qiyamah ayah number 27, this one, and Surah Mutaffifin ayah number 14. Just write these two places in your book, because these two, there is a choice whether to stop or whether to do sakta. You cannot continue in these two places. You should either stop completely, take a breath, and continue the next part of the ayah or next ayah, or you can pause without taking breath and continue the next part of the ayah. Okay, in all these three cases, in these two cases. But here you cannot stop. Remember, you cannot stop. You'll just have to make a breathless pause. Okay, for example, here, وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقٍ. Fine, alhamdulillah. And this is also an exception of Noon Sakin ruling. Only one exception in the whole Quran, where Noon Sakin is followed by Ra, but we are not applying the rule of Idgham bila gunna. What to do when Noon Sakin is followed by Ra? We'll have to apply idgham without gunna, right? By completely discarding the letter Noon and reading the letter Ra with Tajweed. But in the whole Quran, this is the only place where Noon Sakin ruling is not applied, when it is followed by the letter Ra. Okay, we will read وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقٍ. Just a pause for one haraka. Okay, in the Quran it will be indicated with the small letter Sin, or the whole word sakta will be written. Fine, inshallah. Now the next is waqfa. Waqfa. What does waqfa means? It is just like sakta. It is just like sakta, but the breathless pause is for two haraka. For two haraka, not for one haraka, but for two haraka. For example, if I read this ayah where there are waqfa at three places, then you have to do a breathless pause, but not for one, but for two haraka, more than sakta. Like ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به. I stopped at this point. Waqf is done by breaking your breath and also breaking your voice, taking a new breath and then starting the next part of the ayah. Now I'll take a new breath and then I'll start here from here, but at these places I will not break my breath, and also I'll not take a new breath. Fine. واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. Okay, did you see I did not take a breath while pausing at these points, because this is waqfa, that is a breathless pause, which is for a more count than sakta. Okay, alhamdulillah, these are the things which you will have to understand by your own self. After that you can practice, because even though you learn today's class, open Quran, and still you can find it difficult. So you have to just keep this in your mind, just like how you memorize few things, just like how you remember the stopping signs while traveling on road, right? You'll have to remember where to stop, which signals in the what we say, the traffic lights will be to move, which to stop. We'll have to remember it, right? And that is why even here you'll have to remember these things, inshallah. You want me to read this ayah again? Okay, first I'll stop at this point. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به. Okay, this has with standing kasra will be converted to sakin. Now inshallah I'll have to recite from here. واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا. Now here my breath just got broken. Fine, so I'll just have to breathe again and start from here, here, or here. Okay, أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. Okay, this is called as waqfa, where the breathless pause is done for two haraka, more than sakta. Okay, sakta is just for one haraka, but here we'll have to do it for more than sakta. Okay, alhamdulillah. So now inshallah let's see what does this qif means. Qif means to stop. Qif means just to stop it. It is better you can stop here, but still if you continue there is no problem. The main thing is letter meme. Just remember that you have to stop at that point and it is compulsory. In the other stopping signs which you are going to learn now, like qif, it is better to stop. It is not like compulsory like the letter meme. It is not so compulsory like waqf al lazim, but it is better if you stop. The meaning will be good if you stop at that point. Even if you don't stop, the meaning won't change, but still it is better you stop when you find in Quran the sign qif. Okay, qafa. For example, here it is. While stopping at this point, make sure to convert ta marbuta in letter ha and add sakin to it. Okay. أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة. See, we'll have to convert that into ha and add sakin. And the very good thing about stopping rules is when you stop at this point, there is no need for you to go back again 2 to 3 words and recite and complete the ayah. You can now start from here after taking a breath. وَأُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْمُهْتَدُونَ. Okay, stop at this point, take a new breath and continue the rest of the ayah. Alhamdulillah. But what if you stop somewhere here? Then it is compulsory for you again to go back. Okay, so it is better for you to stop at a point where there is a sign of waqf or the pausing sign. Okay, stop there, take a new breath and continue the next ayah, inshallah. Let's see the next thing. What is the next? It is ta. This is called as waqf al mutlaq. Mutlaq means absolute stopping. We'll have to stop at this point and it is highly recommended, but still if you don't stop there is no problem, but it is good if you stop. This will make a good meaning of the ayah when you stop in the middle of the ayah which has this letter ta. Okay, in the end of the ayah there is no worry. Sometimes in the end of the ayah you can find all these alamat of waqf which we have already learned. You can find everything on the above the ayah. Sometimes like you can find ta, you can find meme, you can sometimes see sakta also. But when there is ayah, the ayah is more superior. The ending of the ayah is more superior to all the other signs. So it is better you just stop, take a new breath and continue. This will be a best thing to do, inshallah. Okay, but in the middle of the ayah if you find this letter ta, it is better to stop. There is no problem if you continue, but still if you stop at that point, that can make a good meaning of the ayah. Alhamdulillah. Okay, for example here it is, but make sure to stop by applying the rules of waqf, like kathiran will convert to kathira. Okay, madal iwad ruling will be applied and will stop at this point, inshallah. This is called as waqf al mutlaq, means a absolute stopping. What is jeem? Jeem means waqf al jayaz, the permissible stop. It is permissible. You can stop or you can continue. It is up to you. Permissible stop. Okay, waqf al jayaz, the permissible stop. If you find that in between the ayahs, you can either stop or continue. Sometimes the ayah is too long, right? See, the ayah is very long. Instead of stopping here, better you continue till here. And the good thing about stopping sign is if you stop at this point, there is no necessity. It is not necessary to go back again from 2 to 3 previous word and recite. You stop here and continue from here. But if you stop somewhere here or here, then you have to go back and recite again. Okay, but if there is a stopping sign, just stop over there, take a new breath, continue the next part of the ayah. Alhamdulillah. Okay, this is waqf al jayaz. Now next, inshallah, it is sad lam ya. Sad lam ya is wasl al ula. Wasl al ula means it is better to do wasl. Wasl al ula means it is preferred to continue. Here there is a sign. It is preferred that you continue instead of stopping. Okay, it is better that you continue than stopping, but still if you want to stop there is no problem, but it is better to continue. That will give a good meaning to the ayah if you continue, inshallah. This is called as waslul ula, the preferred continuation. And in few places you will find a qaf lam ya. This is waqf al kafi. That is, it is good to stop, better to stop, but even if you don't, that doesn't matter, but it is better to stop at this point. Okay, it will be like this, qaf lam ya. Okay, alhamdulillah. You just have to write these punctuations and then write its meaning. Okay, all you have to do is go open the Quran today and find the punctuations and stopping signs, whatever they are in the Quran. then you will have to recall the class whatever you have learned here and see where to stop and where not to stop. It will help you inshallah. Okay, only this thing will help you. Just by memorizing these things you will not be able to understand the rules of waqf or other signs of waqf. Better you open the Quran and then find few rulings and then recall the things which you have learned here, or read it again by opening your notes and also watch the video. Then you'll have to decide. You just write in the pencil, it will be very helpful for you. Okay, inshallah. This is a preferred stop. Okay, fine. In the Quran you will come across these three dots which will always come in pair. Okay, they will never come alone. These three dots in same ayah, they will just divide the ayah into three parts. Okay, they will just divide the ayah into three parts. If this is an ayah, they will come always in two places. Okay, if they don't come in a single ayah in two places, sometimes in first ayah if they come at one place, in the second ayah they'll come at another place, but they will always be in pair. They are called as mu'anniqat. Mu'anniqat, what does this mean? The main ruling of these three dots is don't stop at both. This is a simple ruling to understand. You will not have to stop at both the points. Okay, for example, in the second ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah, you can open the Musaf and see, you will find these three dots. Okay, dividing the ayah into three parts. The main ruling of this is don't stop at both. For example, ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. This is wrong. You cannot stop at both the points. You can stop at one point only, or you don't stop at both the points. Okay, either you don't stop at both the points, or you stop at first point and don't stop at second, or you don't stop at first point, stop at second. All these three things are valid, but stopping at both the points is not allowed. Fine, alhamdulillah. For example, ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. This is allowed. I stopped at this point but not here. Now I'll stop at this point, not here. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. Okay, you either stop here or either stop here. That is allowed. Or you don't stop at both the points. You just recite all in one go. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. The whole ayah you can recite without stopping, but stopping at both the point will change the meaning of an ayah, and this is not at all allowed. Okay, so in bold letters you write, when these two dots come in pair, you don't stop at both the points. Okay, alhamdulillah. Fine, the remaining things. Now what are the remaining letters? In few Quran you may find these letters, in few Quran you may not find these letters. Okay, in few Musaf you may find these letters, and in few Musaf you may not find these letters. And these letters, what does they indicate? The qaf means better not to stop. Even if you stop, there is no problem. If you just find Sod and Lam, you can stop or you can continue. In some Musaf you will find the letter Sod and letter Za. Letter Za means continue reading, and letter Sod means allowed to stop but better to continue. But remember, if you come across these things which are except all the things which we have learned, then you can either continue or you can stop. There is no problem. Okay, alhamdulillah. Now let's see something which is very compulsory for us not to stop. Just like the letter Meem, waqf al-lazim, it was compulsory to stop, right? But this la means no. La means no in Arabic. If you find la in the middle of the ayahs, then it is compulsory for you not to stop. You will never stop at this point. Okay, here it is, you will never stop. But still, if your breath breaks at this particular point, then it is compulsory for you to go back and recite again. But make sure not to stop at this point. It will change the meaning of a word. Okay, but it is better not to stop. You just continue, and you can just stop some other point and you can go back and recite again. But make sure not to stop at this point. Fine. La, this will come in Quran. You can just open the Quran today and see all the stopping and pausing signs, inshallah. And sometimes this same la which is asking you not to stop will be above the ayahs. Okay, this ayah signs, it will be about the ayah signs, but in that case this is not considered because the stopping sign at the end of the ayah is the strongest stopping sign. Okay, it is the strongest stopping rule. If you have any kind of other stopping signs, like if you have seen, you have sod, you have wasl al ula, you have jim, you have Lama Leaf, that all doesn't matter. If there is end of the ayah, you can stop at that point. Okay, alhamdulillah, you can stop at this point when there is the end of the ayah. But if you want to apply this ruling, that is la means not to stop, right? If you want to apply this ruling, then even then it is fine, but it is better you stop, because stopping at the end of the ayah is sunnah. Alhamdulillah, this is all about rules of waqf and signs of waqf. Alhamdulillah, we have completed learning it. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me, inshallah. I'm going to turn your mics on. After that, inshallah, let's end today's session. Okay, if you have any doubts in stopping rules and stopping signs, remember, in science of Tajweed, for everyone who is reciting Quran, it is compulsory for all of us to know where to stop and how to stop. How to stop in the sense to stop by stopping rulings. Okay, like which haraka will convert to sakin, which haraka will convert to Mad al-Tabi'i, just like Mad al-Iwad. These are the stopping rules which every Muslim have to know while reciting Quran. And the stopping signs are there in the Quran just to make it very easy for the non-native Arabs who know the Arabic language to the extent that they will understand Quran, because this is compulsory, dear sisters. While reading Quran, at least we'll have to know a little meaning of it so that we can understand it, because Quran is a book of guidance, right? It is the book of guidance. If we understand only, then it will be easy for us to apply that in our lives. But still, the knowledge of waqf will need an advanced level of knowledge of Arabic, so that we should decide ourselves whether to stop at this point or whether not to stop at this point. And that is why it will be a bit difficult for us to understand. So the scholars have already added these alamatul waqf, that is called as signs of waqf, in the Quran. Whenever you recite Quran, you'll just have to know about it. There are few things which are very easy, right? Like meme, compulsory to stop; lam, alif, never to stop; and at the end of the ayah, it is better to stop. The three dots, stop at one point but not stop at both the points, or you can just continue but you will not stop at both the points. Sakta and waqfa, both are breathless pauses. And the letter jim, it's waqf al ja, is better to stop. And this letter ta is waqf al mutlaq. Okay, it is better to stop. That's it. Alhamdulillah, you will understand it when you start applying this in Quran and you learn this daily, then you can understand. So practice is what which makes you perfect. Okay, so make sure you practice this every day in the Quran, inshallah. Fine. So if you have no doubts, we can end the meeting. If you have, you can ask.
Yeah, system.
Yeah.
With Lama Leaf, I have to.
Yeah.
Where Lama Leaf will come, we can stop.
No, Lama Leaf, if you see Lama Leaf, you should never stop at that point. Okay? If you see Lama Leaf means la. That means no, you cannot stop. Okay? So whenever you see Lama Leaf, then you will not have to stop. But still, sometimes we will break our breath, right? And sometimes we may stop, right? In that case, it is compulsory that we will go back and recite again. Okay? But we should always make sure not to stop at this point. Fine? But still, due to the break in the breath, sometime it happens. And in that time, we should just go back 2 to 3 words and recite again and not stop at this point, inshallah. But if this Lama Leaf comes in above the ayah, then it will be not valid. Okay, the ayah rule is very much stronger than any other rulings. Okay,
then come inside the circle.
No, it will not come inside the circle. Inside the circles, you will always find the number of the ayah. Okay, any number. Above the circle, you can find. For example, here I have written above this circle in Surah Al-Fatiha only. You can see above the circle there is Lama Leaf. Okay, above or below the circles, you will find these different signs. Okay, like sometimes in Surah Kahf ayah number 1, above the ayah you will find seen. Okay, so you will have two choice here, either do waqf or you will do wasl, but by doing sakta. if you want to continue one ayah with another, you should have a breathless pause between ayah number 1 and ayah number 2 of Surah Al-Kahf. Okay? Alhamdulillah. Fine. Any other questions? No? Okay, barakallah feekum. So we have completed all the rulings of Tajweed, the basic Tajweed, dear sister. From tomorrow we'll learn about how to recite Bismillah and how to recite Al-Isti'aza, that is A'udhu Billah. And also, inshallah, we will see the different levels of recitation in the Quran, how to recite Quran in a better way, inshallah. We'll learn that, and after that we'll learn the Tasbihat of Salah in the next day. Okay, we'll inshallah continue these classes for next 3 days, and then we will close it, and you'll have a 1 or 2 days holiday for practicing and revising. After that you'll have your final test of 100 marks. Multiple choice questions will be there. You'll just have to select a right answer, inshallah. For that practicing, you just join our Telegram channel. Every day I'm posting few quizzes. If you just if you'll be able to write those quizzes correctly, then you can score 100% in the Tajweed test, because there are many sisters in previous 8 batches who have done this test scoring 100% marks. Okay, it is very easy. So just revise again and again, and also attempt those quizzes in Telegram channel. Okay, Alhamdulillah. So now inshallah let's end today's meeting. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاكم الله خيرا.